In addition, by making the post-9/11 GI Bill a priority. We've helped more than 800,000 veterans and their families pursue their education. And I've issued an executive order to help put a stop to schools that are ripping off our veterans. I've directed the federal government to step up on jobs. Since I took office, we've hired more than 200,000 veterans into the federal government. We made it a priority. And we're keeping track every agency, every department, what are you doing for our veterans? I've challenged community health centers to hire thousands of veterans as physicians and nurses. And as we help local communities hire new police officers and firefighters and first responders. We're giving a preference to veterans. We're also fighting to get more vets hired in the private sector. With new tools like our online Veterans Jobs Bank, we're connecting veterans directly to jobs. We're helping thousands of veterans get certified for good-paying jobs in manufacturing. We succeeded in passing tax credits for businesses that hire our veterans and our wounded warriors. And this morning, I signed into law the Veteran Skills to Jobs Act, making it easier for veterans to transfer their outstanding military skills into the licenses and credentials they need to get civilian jobs. If you are a young man that is in charge of a platoon or millions of dollars of equipment and are taking responsibility, or you're a medic out in the field who is saving lives every single day, when you come home, you need to be credentialed and certified quickly so you can get on the job. People should understand how skilled you are. And there shouldn't be bureaucrats or runarounds. We've got to put those folks to work. Last summer, I also challenged the private sector to hire or train 100,000 veterans or their spouses. Michelle and Jill Biden have been leading the effort, through joining forces. And so far, thousands of patriotic businesses have hired or trained more than 90,000 veterans and spouses. And our message to companies is simple: if you want somebody who gets the job done, then hire a vet. Hire a vet. Hire a vet, and they will make you proud just like they've made America proud. And we're fighting for veterans who want to start their own businesses. Including more training in entrepreneurship. It's one of the reasons we've cut taxes 18 times for small businesses, including veteran-owned businesses. And the effects ripple out, because vets are more likely to hire vets. So today, we can point to progress. More veterans are finding jobs, the unemployment rate for veterans has come down. Yes, it's still too high, but it's coming down. And now we've got to sustain that momentum. It's one of the reasons I proposed to Congress a veterans' jobs. Corps to put our veterans back to work protecting and rebuilding America. And today, I am again calling on Congress, pass this Veterans Jobs Corps and extend the tax credits for businesses that hire veterans, so we can give these American heroes the jobs and opportunities that they deserve. So, VFW, these are the promises that I made. These are the promises that I've kept. Where we still have more to do, we will not rest. That's my vow to you. I've got your back. I've got your six. Because we have a solemn obligation to all who serve, not just for the years you're in uniform. But for all the decades that follow, and because even though today's wars are ending, the hard work of taking care of our newest veterans has only just begun. Just as you protected America, we're going to pass our country to the next generation. Stronger and safer and more respected in the world. So if anyone tries to tell you that our greatness has passed, that America is in decline, you tell them this, just like the 20th century, the 21st is going to be another great American century. For we are Americans, blessed with the greatest form of government ever devised by man. A democracy dedicated to freedom and committed to the ideals that still light the world. We will never apologize for our way of life, we will never waver in its defense. We are a nation that freed millions and turned adversaries into allies. We are the Americans who defended the peace and turned back aggression. We are Americans who welcome our global responsibilities and our global leadership. The United States has been, and will remain, the one indispensable nation in world affairs. And you are the soldiers, the sailors, the airmen. The Marines and the Coast Guardsmen who have kept us strong. We will honor your legacy. And we will ensure that the military you served and the America that we love, remains the greatest force for freedom that the world has ever known. God bless you. God bless all of our veterans. And God bless the United States of America. Barack Obama. Vietnam Isiali Town Hall. Delivered May 25, 2016, GEM Convention Center, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please have a seat. Thank you very much. Xi and Xiao. Thank you. Two, for the excellent introduction and your outstanding work to help. More young people in Vietnam get an education. Give two a big round of applause. I want to thank everybody at the GEM Convention Center for hosting us. I want to thank the government and the people of Vietnam for the wonderful hospitality. That you've extended to me over the past 3 days. I've been deeply touched. Wherever I travel around the world, obviously one of my jobs is to meet with government leaders. And these meetings are important. But it means that I spend a lot of time with older people like me. There's a lot of gray hair in the room. So one of my favorite parts of the trips I take overseas is to get out of the government offices and to spend time with young people like you. It's fun. It gives me incredible optimism about the future. Because all of you embody the energy and the drive that is helping to propel this region to new heights. You make me hopeful about the future of ASEAN, hopeful about the future of the world. And so that's what I want to briefly talk about before I start taking your questions. As I think all of you know, I have a strong personal connection to this part of the world. To the Asia-Pacific and to Southeast Asia. I was born in Hawaii, spent most of my childhood in Hawaii. But I also spent time in Indonesia as a young. Boy. My sister was born in Jakarta. So this region helped to shape me. It is also why I really like the food. Now, as president, a key part of my foreign policy is to deepen our ties with countries and that peoples of Southeast Asia. And we've done that. We've deepened the ties with our allies and our partners. We've engaged more with institutions like ASEAN. We're pursuing the Trans-Pacific Partnership to grow our economies and to support jobs in our countries. Together, we're promoting peace and encouraging sustainable development. We're protecting our environment, and trying to meet shared challenges like climate change. But government and businesses are only part of the equation. If we're going to meet all of these challenges, we also have to build strong relationships between our people. And especially between young people like you and young people in other ASEAN countries. Keep in mind that here in Vietnam, 2/3 of you were born after 1975. As I often say to young Americans back home, your generation can look at the world with fresh eyes. without some of the old notions, the old habits of a previous generation. And that gives you the perspective and the power not just to help to grow Vietnam, but also to help shape the world. Thanks to technology and social media, you're the most connected generation in history. I see it in my daughters, who are always on the phone, and they have to teach me how to use the phone. And so this gives you tremendous power. And we need your passion and energy and talents to tackle some of our biggest global challenges, whether it's reducing poverty, to advancing equality for women and girls, to fighting climate change. Now, even in this digital age, as Tu pointed out, change doesn't happen overnight. It requires that you stay active and involved over the long term. And it requires you to develop some practical tools. And that's why, 3 years ago, I launched the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, or ISIALI. And the goal is to empower young people like you with the skills and the resources. And the networks that you need to turn your ideas into action. Since we started this, the ISIALI network has grown to more than 67,000 members. Across all 10 ASEAN countries, including over 13,000 here in Vietnam alone. And we've welcomed more than 350 ISIALI fellows to the United States. Including some of you, with more than 200 coming in the next 6 months. So a lot of what we do in ISIALI is rooted in the power and importance of education. That's why nearly 19,000 Vietnamese students studying in the United States right now are helping to bring back the kinds of skills and talents that Vietnam will need to continue to grow and develop. It's why, on this visit, we announced a new partnership between American universities like Arizona State. And Vietnamese universities to boost training in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. It's why we announced that, for the first time, the Peace Corps will be coming to Vietnam, with a focus on teaching English.